Today, for the first time, I have refused money from a couple that came into our academy with a little kid, only 6 years old. They said they want their kid to have private English classes with a professor in Murcia. The couple are dentists. They have a lot of money, but they're not so smart. Because when you have a kid who's only 6 or 7 years old, you don't really need a professor who's native from England or America. All you need is a native, like a nanny or a man or woman from England, to come into your house who doesn't know how to teach English and just speak English with your kid. Play cards, watch TV, play chess, play checkers. Like I learned English. Okay, my mom and dad and my grandparents didn't teach me English. They just spoke it with me. 3 hours a week minimum should do it. Less than that I don't recommend, but you don't really need to pay a lot of money for a professor because you don't need a professor. Okay, this is really the perfect way to learn English. 2.5 or 3 years of having a native in your house when your kids are very young, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And then after that, look for a professor, because then the kids have to start preparing these exams, and natives who are not professors can't do it. A professor has 6 years at a university in England or London or United States or Ireland. And yes, London is in England. And the professor can help your kid prepare the exam. Your kid should enjoy preparing it and pass it the first time, because if a kid fails it, they have a phobia and they hate my language, and I don't like that. So regardless of whether or not you have the money and you want a professor to come into your house, or you want to go to an academy to a professor, forget about it. All you need is a native, because under the age of 9, kids can learn English in a natural way. If your kid's 10 or 11, you're going to need a professor. You're going to have to pay some money and have an expert method in doing it, because just talking English in a natural way with a kid who's 10 years old, that kid's never really going to catch the language. You need methodology. You need a bilingual person, a professor from England or America who also speaks Spanish, who can come into your house, or you come to the academy, and that professor will help your kid learn English. If your kid is really, really very young and you want to prepare, in addition to speaking English, an exam, you need a professor from the get-go, from day one. So the message today is that, we are not interested in doing a scam or a swindle. If you have the money, regardless, if your kid is under the age of 9, don't call us. Really, look for a native in Google, find someone to just go into your house or go to that person's place and just have conversations. If your kid is very young, like 7 or 8, and you also want to prepare an exam, call us. And if your kid is 9 or 10, call us. But if the kid is little, forget about us, really. The perfect way to learn my language is the following. 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old kid has someone come into the house 3 hours a week for 8 or 9 euros an hour, 10 euros an hour, just to play with the kid. After 2 or 3 years, the kid will start responding in correct English. Then maybe is the moment to look for a professor who can prepare these exams, because without these exams, kids can't get into medical school in Spain, law school, business school, computer science. A lot of doors are going to close in your kid's face. But make learning English an interesting thing for the kid. Make it fun. If they fail the exam, they're going to hate my language and hate me. And if learning English becomes a lot of boring homework, that's not the way to go. Take advantage, okay? Now, there are also English-speaking colegios ingleses. If you have the money, that's a fantastic idea, because that's like 8 hours a day of having a native talk to your kids, okay? But if you can't afford that for whatever reason, maybe you want religion in your kid's education, so your kid's going to a religious school, or maybe you want a public school. Look for a native to come into your house 2 or 3 hours a week. I don't have natives. We provide an Inglés garantizado in 6 cities, only professors. All our employees, all our socios, all our partners are professors. 6 years in the university. We're bilingual, and we prepare these exams, and we also prepare little kids to speak English. Kids who are